to the Scamslam channel. I'm here to bring you content from both shady and some not so shady individuals on TikTok. Ever scrolled through your For You page and come across a sketchy scam or a questionable character? Well, you're not alone, and that's where I come in. On this channel, I'll be diving deep into the world of TikTok to expose scams, scammers, and problematic content to steer clear of. From beggars, scammers, fakers, liars, abusers, and awareness creators that you watch, I'll be here to share it all. I'll be doing it all through showing live streams and adding in comments where appropriate. Be sure to look out for those red flags. So if you want to stay informed on what's really going on in the world of TikTok, then hit that subscribe button and join me on this wild ride. Let's expose the truth together, and reminder, don't send money to anyone on TikTok.
Hello, Geneva. How are you doing? How's everybody doing? Thank you, Caleb. I appreciate it. Yeah, well, like I said last week, I don't know if you joined me last week, but I got banned for a week because I did a Donald Trump impression, and they said that I was inciting political or civil disobedience. But anyway. But yeah, I just got a new job last week, and I get my first paycheck next week. But right now, how's everybody doing? Hello, Trevor. How you doing? Hello, Lady Jane. She's taking a bath, AMD. Hello, Nina Lee. Hello, Peggy. Y'all want me to do some impressions for you? I just have to watch out when I do my Donald Trump impression, because last time I got banned from doing live for a week because I did one of his quotes, and they said I was inciting civil disobedience. Hello, DJ. How are you doing? Hello, Rhonda. Hello, Andy. Hello, M. Waller. Hello, I'm back. Thank you, M. Waller. My lips keep getting dry. Hello again, Sunflower. How you doing? Hello, Debbie. Hello, T. Polo. Hello, Lydia. Hello, Gilbert, man. Hello, Jenny. Hello, Nashville. All right. Like I say, I got a job and everything, Sunflower. I get paid my first paycheck next week. Excuse me. But I'm needing one more week of rent to keep a roof over our heads in the meantime. Hello, Neuron. Hello, Morgan. Hello, CJ. Hello, thank you, Sunflower. I appreciate you. Hello, user. How you doing? Hello, Devon. Thank you for the gift. I appreciate you. Hello, Play for a Win. Hello, Too Much Sauce. Hello, Vicky and Laurie. And user. And Debbie. Hello. How are you doing? Hello, Karen. Hello, Spider. Gina. Y'all want me to do some impressions for you? I'll do some impressions for you. How you doing, Spider? Thank you, Devon. Hello, Mary Dean. Thank you, Spider. I just have to be careful when I do my Donald Trump impression, because last week I got banned for a week on doing live. I said I was inciting civil disobedience. Thank you for the follow, Spider. Alright, so you want to guess one. Okay. Read my lips. No new taxes. Hello, used to it. Hello, duh it cuz. Hello, Diane. How are you doing? Hello, Drago. Hello, Zay. Hello, Yvonne. Do y'all know who I just did? No, it was George H.W. Bush. Alright, I'm gonna do another one for y'all. Whether our enemies be brought to justice, or justice be brought to our enemies, justice will be done. Hello, Stephen. Hello, it is what it is. Hello, JHC. Hello, Caker. Thank you, Zay. I just did George W. Bush that time. That's what he said after 9/11 when he asked Congress to declare war on one of those Middle Eastern countries. Jefferson? We don't even know what he talked like. Are you talking about Bill Clinton? Hello, Alicia. Hello, Shaggy. We got a lot of Shaggies in here tonight, huh? Well, like I say, last time I did Trump, I was just quoting him and I got banned for a week and I couldn't do live. They said I was inciting civil disobedience. Hello, Biz. Hello, Christino and Pamela. So I gotta watch what I say when I do my Trump impression. Well, like I said last week, Sunflower, I got a job. I get my first paycheck next week. And so this will be the last week I'll be needing help with my rent. Hello, Joe. How are you doing? Hello, CC. If anybody would like to help me, my information's in my bio. We'd really appreciate it. We're about 270 short. Hello, Marlene. How are you doing? I understand, Spider. Hello, Lulu. Alright, I'm going to do another impression for y'all. Y'all can guess who it is. We believe that the American people work best when they work together. A lot of Yvonne's in here too, huh? Didn't realize that was such a common name. Hello, Carrie. Hello, Sue and Mary. Hello, CZ Brat. Hello, Sherry. Hello, Ada. Hello, Vintage and CD. Well, CC, like I say, I just got a new job. I've been having a rough patch because I had to start over from nothing. And I'm trying to get help with my rent. I don't get my first paycheck until next week. And I'm short on rent and I need help. If you'd like to help me, my information's in my bio. We'd really appreciate it. Now, Spider, are you asking me to do impressions, or are you just listing random presidents, or what? Yeah, that was Clinton, Lisa G. Hello, Robert Guzman. How you doing? Hello, Sharon. Hello, JC. Hello, Terrence. Hello, Sierra Nicole. Hello, Kay Everett. Hello, Donna. Hello, Miss J. How you doing? Hello, Tarina Hare. How you doing, Miss J? Thank you for the gift. I appreciate you. Hello, Tammy. Hello, Laurie. Oh, goodness. I'm doing all right, I guess, considering. But I just got a new job and everything, and I had a very bad financial setback when I lost my car. I was door dashing. And anyway, it took me a little while to get a job. I finally got one. And I'm just short on rent for me and my wife, trying to keep a roof over our heads until I get my first paycheck next week. I'm from the Gulf Coast, Devon. How about you? Hello, Tricia. Hello, Rhonda and Thank you for the light, Tricia. I appreciate you. Tennessee, something told me, Tennessee. Was that picture in your profile picture taken in Tennessee? If so, that might be why I thought Tennessee. Because I'm pretty good at geography. Like, I'm pretty good recognizing landscapes. Hello, Tilly. Hello, bye, Kitty. Hello, Rita. I swear, every time I do this live, it starts getting hot up in here. Okay, well I imagine that was part of the reason why I thought you were from Tennessee. How you doing, bye kitty? Thank you, little Marianne, I appreciate you. Thank you, Rhonda. Hello, Mosh Pit. But if anybody could help us, we'd really appreciate it. I'm 260 or almost 270 short on my rent, and I just got a new job, and I'm trying to keep a roof over our heads. I get paid next week, so I just need help with this week. Hello, Nicole Kisses. How you doing? Hello, Kristen. I get paid every other week, Sunflower. Hello, Duh. How you doing? Hello, All About Eve. But if you could help us, we'd really appreciate it, you know. It's been a very rough time getting back on our feet and everything, and, like, food has been very sparse, and, like, I mean, my vision is very dim right now, and, you know, I've been pushing through all this, and it's been very difficult, but, you know, I'll get through it and everything. It's just I need some help keeping a roof over our heads until next week. You know, there's nothing wrong with asking for help, you know, and I think it's good to humble yourself and to be real with people. You know, that's the key to life, is being humble and gracious. Hello, David. How are you doing? A lot of people, you know, want to be uppity and pretentious, and they want to say, how dare you, that's e-begging and all that kind of stuff. But, like, you know, when somebody like Donald Trump or Bernie Sanders, you know, gets online every day, every week, every other day, and they beg their followers for money just because, nobody calls that e-begging. When these celebrities ask their fans for help with court bills, even though they don't need the help, nobody calls that e-begging. But when somebody genuinely needs help, then suddenly it's like a genuine person who's struggling. Then it's e-begging. Then it's you can't depend on people. Then it's you got to do everything on your own. Thank you, White Wolf Gaming. I appreciate the gift. How you doing? But like I say, we just need help keeping a roof over our heads until I get my first paycheck next week. Hello, little Miss Hell. How you doing? We don't have any family or anything. And hello, Dana and Miss Angie. We have to do everything on our own. And I tell you one thing, we've been able to do more than most people would in this situation. Like, it has been really rough and really awful, but we've been able to push through. Hello, Totes My Goats. Hello, Lydia. Hello, Arista. How are you doing? Hello, Katie. But like I say, if anybody could help us, we'd really appreciate it. Thank you, Purple High. My information's in my bio if you'd like to help. We'd really appreciate it if you could. Hello, Pam. I don't have any family or connections. You know, it's very tribalistic and nepotistic around here, and narcissistic, and elitist. Like, around here, and it didn't used to be this way, but in modern times, this area is very tribalistic, and if you're not in their tribe, you know, you're dirt to them. And, you know, they'll have some dope-addicted cousin who they care more about than somebody they don't know that's a good and decent person. And in many ways, the modern Gulf Coast is a microcosm of modern America. Like, it seems like everything is amplified down here, like the rhetoric and the hatred and the animosity and the tribalism and all that. Hello, little Marianne. It's good to see you. How you doing? Thank you for the hearts, Purple High. I appreciate you. But like I say, if anybody would like to help us, my information is in my bio. We'd really appreciate it. Hello again, Sunflower. Hello, Thomas Balaba. Hello, Jordan Marianne. Lots of Mariannes in here, huh? Hello, Brittany. Hello, Bess. Hello, country girl. Hello, Pam and CWS. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody's doing well. Hello, Earthbound. Hello, Dina. Thank you, Purple High. Hold on just a minute, y'all. I'm gonna get me some water, man. Well, hello, Jello. Like I say, I was banned for a week for doing a Trump impression. They banned me off alive. I couldn't do it for a week. I'll be right back. Just 1 minute. I swear, y'all, my vision is so dim here lately. Like, I've been trying to prioritize all my nutrients and vitamins, but it's just a really rough situation. And like, I remember this part of the room used to be bright, and now it looks like all shadowy and dark. It's crazy. I'll be right back. Hold on a minute. My. What you talking about, little Marianne? Hello, Dixie and Steptoe. Thank you for the gift. But it's just been a really rough situation since we got into this situation. Like, I've become very deficient in vitamins and nutrients. And like, my vision is very dim. And like, white looks yellow, and just everything looks dingy and dark and dim, and it's pretty frightening, I'll be honest with you. But I know what it is. I mean, so that's why I'm not too afraid of it. It's just from not eating enough of certain things, and it excuse me, it's just my body running on fumes. Hello, Triple O, how are you doing? Well, I used to DoorDash for a living, Purple High. And, what's your problem, little Mary Ann? What you needing help keeping a roof over our heads in the meantime? You know, it never fails these methany bitches that come on here. Like, I despise, like, I say more than anybody, I despise these methany type people. The incels and the methany type people. Like, they're always up in other people's business, and they're just attention whores is what they are. Hello, Anita. Hello, KT. Like, you know, that pisses me off very greatly when people want to come in here. Like, I assume by rugs, like you mean drugs, which I've never done any of. Like, I've been through complete hell in my life, and never once have I wanted to turn to dope. Never once. And I despise people who do. And if you watch any of my videos, you would know that I don't like those type of people. And our society enables those type of people. But you know, those type of people that say those type of things don't care about the truth. They just care about tearing other people down. Hello, Jenny. Thank you. Hello, Miss Susan. How's everybody doing tonight? Hello, Daisy. Hello, Karen. Hello, user. Hello, Candy. How are you doing? I've never done drugs in my life, Miss Susan. My wife's doing quite fine, Jenny. She's taking a bath right now. Hello, Flower Power. How you doing? Hello, Shy Girl. Hello, Fred Manila. How you doing? Like, that's just such an idiotic thing to say. Like, I don't give off any of the signs that I'm doing drugs. Like, I don't have dark spots under my eyes. I don't have creases under my eyes. Like, I have a healthy complexion. Like, I mean, I don't even talk like a drug addict. Like, a drug addict isn't going to talk like I talk. Well, that's good, Fred. How you doing? Work was all right, Acadian. How do you work? How was your day? Hello, Karen Tunnel. Well, as a Creole person, Jenny, I love other races because I'm made of other races. Hello, Miss Susan. I feel you. Yeah, like I say, I used to DoorDash for a living until my car broke down, and now it's been this long uphill battle to get back on my feet because I don't have any family or anything. And so I finally was able to get a job last week, and I don't get my paycheck until next week because it's a bi-weekly thing. Hello, Barb. Well, right now I just got a minimum wage job. That was what I was able to get. And I'm not going to say exactly what it is because I'm not going to have somebody harassing me or, you know how people are online. Well, a lot of people say that, Purple High. I would love to do voiceover work. It's one of those things, so you got to know people to get into it, you know. Hello, Opal Jennings. Well, I wasn't complaining, Arcadian. I was just saying that I was able to get me a minimum wage job. Minimum wage around here is so awful. You get $7.25. You might get a little extra if you're lucky, but it's usually $7.25. And you'd be lucky if you get 25 hours a week in a lot of these places. And it's just a very, very difficult area. Hello, Tito. How are you doing? Well, full of hate, like I said, I'm not going to say exactly how I make. Like, I'm not going to tell everybody my exact details, because if I do, people can get quite creepy and start looking into you and calling places and trying to cause trouble for you. Hello, Eddie. Hello, Marta Farta. How are you doing? Hello, little mama. How you doing? Hello, Ozion. Hello, Jen Simpson. How you doing, little mama? Hello, Pat Elrod. How you doing? Hello, Marissa Queen. Hello, Nancy. I'm all right, little mama. Just trying to get help with our rent. Like I said, I get a paycheck next week, but I just got a new job, and so I'm trying to keep a roof over our heads until then. And I hope that everything, like I get stability again, and I can go back to having time to do videos like the more fun things. And I used to do lives on, just doing impressions and talking about issues and stuff like that. And I miss being able to do that, but these days everything's so hectic, so I don't really have much time to do all that. What you on, Jenny? Like, what's your problem? You coming here with a chip on your shoulder. Thank you, little mama. Thank you for the gift, Jenny. Hello, Original Ginger. I used to wonder why some of these trolls were also doing like the gifts. It didn't really make much sense to me. And then I realized a lot of these people record my lives, and then they go and take things out of context, and they, try to make me look bad. And, it's just really shitty. It's a really shitty thing to do to somebody who's struggling so much. Like, my vision is so dim right now. And like my body is just so stressed from just the nutrient and vitamin deficiencies that I'm going through right now, on top of actually going to work every day, and all that stress that puts upon a malnourished body. And just to come on here, like, I have the humility to come on here and ask for help when I need help, and I don't ask for very much, and I've never asked for help any other time except for when I've been in this situation. And then you get these people who tend to be incels who've never statistic. Hey him, how you doing? I've been all right. Hello, Daisy King, how you doing? Like I say, got a new job. I don't know when the last time you talked to me was. Hello, Captain Save. Hello, Gloria. Like I say, if anybody could help us, we'd really appreciate it. My information is in my bio. We have until 11 o'clock in the morning, and we're 270. It's almost 270 short. I say 270 because with the fees and all that, it's about 270. Hello, girl. How are you doing? Hello, Shelly. How you doing? Hello, 59 Blue. Hello, Lynx. Oh. Hello, Star Garden. Hello, Lakes. Hello, Don Julio. Hello, Rabid Rob. How are you doing? Hello, Rose. Hello, the cat lady. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing well. Thank you for the ghost purple high. I appreciate you. Sure, that gives me people want to come in here and say, I mean, I understand that these people aren't genuine, like they're being disingenuous, but people come in here and, you know, it really triggers me, somebody, you know, accusing people of doing drugs when I've never done drugs in my life. And, you know, I despise drugs and drug addiction and people who do those kind of things because it comes from weakness. And I'm not a weak person. I've been through a lot of hell, and it took strength to get through it. I'm all right, Amy. Like I say, I just got a new job and everything, and it's been an uphill battle trying to get back on my feet, and I'm just trying to get help until I get my next paycheck, or my first paycheck next week, because I'm short on rent this week, and this is the last time I'd be needing help. I haven't practiced any new impressions here lately, Him. I haven't really had the time to do that. I've been so busy with everything. That's what I was just saying to somebody. I miss having the time to do all that stuff, but these days I'm so preoccupied with everything that I don't really have the time for leisurely things like, you know, I like to play instruments. I like music. I like all kinds of stuff, but I don't really have the privilege right now to do all those kind of things. Well, all I'm saying, Cassie, is I've lost my entire family. I have had nobody in my life since I was 14 years old to depend upon. I've been through the utmost hell. I've been betrayed, I've been hurt, I've been taken from, I've been abused, and never once have I ever wanted to do drugs. And I see people who've been through a lot less, and they use that as an excuse for drug addiction. All I'm saying that the drug addiction is just a symptom. You know, it's a symptom of a deeper thing, of a weakness inside. And that, I'm not being mean when I say a weakness. I mean, I'm just calling it what it is. It's a weakness. I mean, it's a self-destructiveness. I mean, why would anybody think of it as a good idea to put anything like that in their body? Why? Why would they do it? It comes from a self to few others. You know? Hello, Bart. How are you doing? But I mean, I'm all for sympathy. Like I'm the most empathetic person you'll ever meet. But so much of what passes as struggle these days is not struggle. And then when you got genuine people who are actually struggling without any support system at all, we're the ones who are not only shown disinterest and disregard, but we're shown hatred and animosity. If I had a drug addiction, I could have gotten out of this situation so easily. If I was doing dope, there was plenty of resources to help somebody like that. But somebody like me, who doesn't have an addiction, who just genuinely has it hard, you know, you're told to fuck off. You're told to work harder. You're told, well, you just ain't trying hard enough. But yet, somebody who is selfish, who squanders everything, who blows thousands of dollars on dope, our society says that that's the struggling poor people. That's the people that we should have empathy for. And that's who our society appropriates as the legitimately struggling, who are deserving of empathy and sympathy. How not so, Cassie Lee? Cassie? How not so? Like, how is anything that I said not true? You are reasonable. I know you if you are reasonable, but I don't know if you're reasonable or not. If you are reasonable, you should be able to see how somebody like me, who's been through so much in my life, abandonment, loss like you can't believe, betrayal, abuse, and not once did I ever turn to drugs. You can see how somebody like me, if you are reasonable, how somebody like me has a very hard time feeling empathetic to somebody who brings upon all of their problems. I just can't empathize with it. How you doing, Sunflower? You keep coming in here and leaving and coming back. Hello, Fur Baby. How you doing? Hello, Sugar Skull Freak. But you have these methany bitches who, have such, they have so much support, and, they have so much help. And yet, even then, they still struggle somehow. And then they pop out children when they can't even take care of them. And then they expect society to take care of them. Hello, Sugar Skull Freak. How you doing? Thank you for the gift. I appreciate you. Like I say, though, if anybody could help us, we're legitimately struggling. I just got a new job, and I get my first paycheck next week. And we just need help keeping a roof over our heads until we get my first paycheck. Hello, thank you, Tammy. I appreciate you. Hello, Purple Hive. Hello, Nana Jen Jen. How you doing? Hello, MJD. How you doing? But, see, I used to DoorDash for a living, and my car broke down, and, it was very catastrophic because I don't have any family or anything, and, I had to start over from home, but luckily I finally have a job to help me, make money and everything, and I'm hoping that I can get me a car again and get back where I was and build upon it, of course. Thank you, Papa. I appreciate the gift. But we're $270 short on our rent, and it's due in the morning. If anybody would like to help, my information is in my bio. How you doing, Papa? Hello, Harry Hood. Hello, Amelia. How you doing? Thank you, Papa. I appreciate you. I just said that I got a job, Sheena. I don't know if you have listening comprehension skills or what, but I said I got a job last week, and I don't get my first paycheck until next week. Why you want to come in here and be homophobic, Chris? Like, I get that you're projecting your homosexuality onto me, but Like, why just not be yourself? You know, there's nothing wrong with being gay, Chris. Like, I support your right to be gay. And, you know, go find you a boyfriend. Go get you a husband if that's what you want. But, I mean, like, coming on here and doing all that, like, what does that serve other than telling people who you really are? Because with any of these conservative Bible thumpers, they always project. They always bitch and whine about what they're secretly into. Well, everybody struggles. Somebody struggle. It's when it's not real struggle when they bring it upon themselves. But you know, I don't get your point. Chris, like I say, go get you a boyfriend. Move to San Francisco. Like, there's a whole world out there. You can go to Greece if you can get the money. Like, you don't have to be miserable. I get that you don't like women. I get that pussy just isn't for you. I get that, Chris. But you ain't got to take it out on me. And you ain't got to feel shame about it. There's nothing wrong with what you like. Go get you some. Go get you a big booty boy or a big dick boy. Maybe you just like to cuddle with them. I don't know what it is. But go get you it. I have no problem with it. But what I do have a problem with is people who project on other people, their insecurities. And there's no reason to be insecure about what you like. Accept yourself and go with it. Hello, Morgan. How you doing? Hello, JC. People these days, I don't get why they get so obsessed with sexuality and what everybody likes. I mean, whatever you like is what you like, and do it. Have fun. It's nobody's business but your own. I'm gonna get banana talking like that. What you talking about, Papa? Hello, Willow. Oh, band? Is that what you're trying to say? Oh, I gotcha. Hello, 2Buck. Hello, Sheena. I'm still not quite clear on what you can and can't say on here. Like, I don't know if you're not supposed to cuss or you're not supposed to say certain words. Hello, Queen Bee. How you doing? There you go, Donna. I mean, Donna, that's the mentality to have, you know? Because people who are obsessed with other people's sexuality, it's always a projection. They're always projecting on the other people what they secretly like. I mean, you always see this. These pastors that always preach against homosexuality or, you know, other things, and they always end up being guilty of it. Thank you for the gift, Donna. I appreciate you. Hello, Nicole. Well, you know, that's just such a shitty mentality to have, Sheena. You know, we used to believe in something called the common good. And, you know, I've never had that mentality. I wasn't raised with that mentality that you're spewing right now. I was raised in a world where we took care of each other. And when somebody fell on the hard times, we were there for them. But I get that not everybody's like that. And that's okay. It's not really okay, but, I mean, I can't force you to be empathetic. Hello, Kimmy Bear. I mean, like, let's just read your comment. Like, I know that that's a common mentality to have these days, but it's just an awful Gotham City thing to say. My point is, we are all trying to survive. It's not anyone else's job to make sure you have. I mean, I just don't get that type of mentality. Well, you know, understanding class consciousness, Sheena, I don't know if you, I don't think you understand that, or maybe you think you do, but class consciousness dictates that we realize that we're all in the same class. It's not more or less, and you help when you can. I'm not asking anybody to help who can't help. I'm asking people who can help to help. So I don't get your point. Well, if that's what you want to do, Sheena, that's fine. Again, I'm not asking anybody to help that can't help. I'm only asking those who can help to help. Hello, Havoc. Hello, Lee Cornett. How are y'all doing? I hope y'all are doing well. Hello, Popsicle. How you doing? Well, Caitlin, I just got a new job, and I get my first paycheck next week, and I just need help with rent for this week. I've had to fight my way back out of a severe financial catastrophe after the loss of my car, and it's been a very difficult situation. I'm $270 short on my rent, and if you'd like to help, my information is in my bio. Hello, Tammy Crum. How you doing? Hello, Matt JT. Well, Susie, it's not been half on here, and you do realize that it takes a long time sometimes to get a job. I don't know if you've ever had to be on your own, but it can take time to get a job and get back on your feet. And I finally got a job last week, and so, like I say, this is the last time I'll be needing help. I'm not a liar, Susie. You're just a disingenuous, hacky bitch who wants to cause other people problems because you make your own life miserable. Hello, Dumpster Fire. Hello, Juicy Kisses. How you doing? Hello, Jess. How you doing? Thank you, Juicy Kisses. I appreciate you. Hello, you. How you doing, Dumpster Fire? Hello, Jacqueline. Hello, Mama Hop. How you doing? How's everybody doing today? Hello, Jamal. Trisha, what is your problem? Like, really, what is your problem? Like, why are you coming here? You don't even know me, Trisha. You don't even know me. And you just making assumptions. Like, what do you gain from this? Does it make you feel a little better in your miserable life? Like, do you get off to it? I mean, what does it benefit you? Yes, I've been struggling with rent for a month and a half, Sheena. Before then, I had the rest of my money left over from when I DoorDashed. So wait too early, I feel you. Well, I'm just trying to get help, like I say, Dumpster Fire. My rent is due in the morning. I finally got a new job, and I'm just trying to keep a roof over our heads until I get my first paycheck next week. If you'd like to help me, we'd really appreciate it. I'm 28, Caitlin. How about you? Hello, Emmy. Well, Madam Bandit, what I'm doing to help myself is I got me a job, and I'm working hard every day, and, I want to get out of the situation. I'm doing everything I can do to get out of the situation. What is your problem, Trish? Like, I don't like to be last week and told everybody that I got a new job and that I started on Monday. And that was the truth. Hello, Mickey. Thank you. Hello, Emily. Hello, Tammy. Tammy. Hello, sweetheart Joan. Hello, Heaven Nicole. Thank you, Tammy Crum. I appreciate you. Hello, Sydney. How you doing, sweetheart Joan? Well, I'm not giving out my information to anybody because, chances are you're not being genuine. Because I've had people, cause me problems before, and I'm not going to give out where I'm staying so that you can call and harass them or try to cause any trouble for us. I'm 270 short, dumpster fire watcher. I'm doing all right, considering everything, sweetheart Joan. Finally got a job, so I'm pretty excited about that. It's very disheartening when you're applying, and especially when it's taking a while, and like you don't get any callbacks, and you call them, and they say we'll call you if we like what we see, and it's just very disheartening. And then when you finally get a job, it's quite nice to you feel like you don't feel invisible. You feel like, oh, somebody actually recognized me, and it's nice. Well, like I say, Lisa, I'm short 270. That's the truth, country mama. She's just a miserable person, and you can just see it in her face. She's a miserable person. I'm always quite happy, even in my struggle, even in the face of adversity. I keep a smile on my face and push through. But these miserable people, they ain't even got it that bad, and yet they're so miserable all the time. Always got a chip on their shoulder. Donate to children and senior citizens. Well, Tricia, why are you in the business, and what does it benefit you to sit here and try to weigh people's suffering? Like, are you the arbiter? Are you the gatekeeper of who gets help and who gets support? Like, who are you, Tricia? Like, go eat you a bonbon. Go eat you a Twinkie. I know you got you a box of Little Debbie's in there. Go get you some. Well, I haven't gotten a notification, Fat Pussy Mom, but if you did, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Well, Sheena, if you want to help, the only way to help is to do what I already said. If you don't want to help that way, well, then, there's nothing to do. I'm from the Gulf Coast, sweetheart Joan. Do you realize how insulting that is, Sheena? I think you do. I think you know what you're doing. Like, you want to say, how can I send it to you without the money going right to you? That's just rude. Like, why assume that I'm some horrible person? Like, I'm very real. I'm very down to earth. I'm very chill. Like, I don't see the point. Like, you're just being arbitrary. You're being obtuse is what you're being. Happy Halloween, Dragonfly. Tricia, stop eating that whole box of Little Debbie's. If you don't stop doing that, you're gonna be in really bad shape. But it looks like you're already in bad shape. Thank you, Tammy Crum. I appreciate you. Well, all right then, Sheena. I don't think you can do anything for me then. Like, hello, Black Widow. How you doing? Thank you, Dragonfly. I appreciate you. I don't pay much attention to them. I just enjoy going back and forth with them a little. It's kind of fun. Well, thank you, Lisa's Jewelry. Like I say, if you'd like to help us, my information is in my bio. I have Venmo and PayPal if you'd like to help. It's in my bio on my channel if you'd like to help. Well, you know, Kimmy, there's lots of people who would try to cause problems. You know, let's say that I give out my information, okay? And then I start having people harass the motel. Do you know what's going to happen? The motel's going to come to me and they're going to kick me out. Because they're going to say, look, we can't have people harassing this motel and you're causing us so much trouble, so we're going to have to kick you out. And this is the cheapest motel by a long shot in like 100-yard radius or 100-mile radius of this area. So that's why I'm not going to give out my where I'm staying and take the chance that somebody's going to be nice. I've had lots of people who claim they're going to help and then they don't help, or they just send me a nasty message saying get a job or, you know, get a haircut because I have long hair. So, I mean, be for real, so I'm being too for real. I ain't going to deal with your bullshit. You know, I mean, what kind of shitty person do you have to be to come on somebody's live that's, you know, humbling themselves, asking for help? And, you know, they're in the face of the most extreme adversity. And you're going to come on here and say, don't help people, help other people. And going to sit there and try to gatekeep who's deserving. Like, who the fuck are you, Trisha? I know you can't hear me because I blocked you, but still. Well, I understand that, Sheena, and I have no problem with that. Like, if you don't want to help in the way that I've already said, then that's fine. You know, you can stay along for the chat, and we can talk about other things. But I'm just saying my terms. There's plenty of people who would help me in the ways that I've asked, and, you know, I'm speaking to those people, And you see, once you block one of these people, they come back with their new account, and sometimes they'll come back like tenfold. So I'm just going to block them. I mean, I have plenty. I could show them the receipt, country mom. But these people aren't genuine, though. Like, that's what you got to realize. I've had people help me in the past few weeks. And, you know, I showed them my receipt because they want to say, is there any way that you can prove to me that you're real and that you're not a scammer? Which is a reasonable request. And I said, well, I can show you my receipt. I said, would you like to see the receipt? And they're like, yes, that will help me very much. I mean, there's ways to prove that somebody's not a scammer. It's very easy. It's just these people don't actually care. Like they see an opportunity to be sanctimonious and grandstand and act like they're better than you. And yes, I would send a receipt, Sheena. Who's getting pissy? Like, you want to call me being pissy just because I'm being real? Like, you asked me questions and I was explaining them to you. I was answering your questions. I wasn't being... like, literally... I said I have a job and I get my first paycheck next week. I'm not... You want to say I'm young and healthy. Do you realize that I'm dealing with extreme, like, malnutrition from being vitamin and nutrient deficient right now? Do you realize that my vision is very dim? Do you realize the struggle every day when I go to work and when I start getting into my work and my vision starts going dim? Like, you don't know what I'm going through. So don't sit here just because, you know, the thing is, I don't wear my heart on my sleeve. I put on a strong front, and so you just assume that everything's going, just well. Like I'm just, I have no health problems at all. No, I just don't sit here and whine about my health problems. I push through it because that's how I was raised. So don't make assumptions about people. Well, Lisa, I figured you weren't being genuine. I figured you were trying to play a gotcha. And like I say, I don't know how much you make on disability. Like, if you're able to help, help. If you're not able to help, then don't help. I've said it time and time again, if you're not able to help me, like if it's not financially, like, do it, then don't do it. I'm not asking those who can't help to help. And I'm getting sick and tired of people making me out to be this monster when I'm simply just asking for help from those who can help. I didn't get smart aleck with you, Kimmy. I was just being real with you. You just don't like that I'm answering your questions. You're trying to play gotcha with me, and it's not working. It's all right, Craig. I mean, thank you, Kimmy Bear. I appreciate the gift. I like my new job and everything. It's decent. The people are okay. It's not the best, but it'll do for now. Well, thank you, Rammer Jammer. I don't get your point, Kimmy Bear. You say if I can be on the internet in the middle of the night on a Friday, I can work. I already have a job. I don't know if you're trying to say I can get another job. Like, do you realize, like, I think a lot of you really just don't understand what it's like. I mean, I know that that's the case. Like, if I do not maintain a roof over our heads until I get my paycheck, we're going to be homeless. And this is a very cruel, harsh area. It's very much like Gotham City. Like, people around here are very hateful. And do you know, like, how detrimental that would be to us to be homeless in this recovery effort? All right, Kimmy Bear. I ain't dealing with your sorry ass. I have a wife, sweetheart Joan. Thank you for the gift. I appreciate you. Thank you, country mom. I appreciate the gift. Why are you trying to compare people's situation? Do you realize that food is very, very sparse for us right now? Do you realize that I'm worried about, like, food for this next month? Like, things are going to be... And second of all, like, why are you trying to compare? It's not a fucking competition. That's what I don't get. Like, I mean, because children starve in Africa, therefore you should not get any help. Because, somebody was beaten and abused and, left in an alleyway, therefore you don't have no excuse to complain about mistreatment. I mean, I don't get your point. Thank you, Big C. I appreciate you. Well, in our modern system, life is a struggle for survival, isn't it? But we all struggle in different ways, and we can't be like where we think, well, I can't help that person because I'm struggling. I mean, that's what the elites want. They want you to have that mentality. Unfortunately, I don't have any children yet, dumpster fire. We want to have children once we get stability and get on our feet and everything. Well, they just trying to play gotcha, country mama. Hello, Joe. How you doing? How you doing? Hello, Kim Williams. Well, you know, that's the thing. I've always been the type to think about other people, rammer jammer, and I don't want my children, having to struggle. But a lot of these people, they don't care. They just pop them out one after the other and then try to criticize you about your situation. But, everybody should wait to have children until they're able to. If they're not able to at the time. If they're not able to take care of them. Thank you, user. I appreciate you. It's a motel, Sheena. It's a weekly rate motel. Thank you for the gift, user. I appreciate you. That's not true, Sheena. Well, I got a new job, Mike Dennis. So next week I'll be getting my first paycheck. How you been? Well, country mama's just confused like I am why these people are so interested in my personal life and trying to use it as leverage against me. Thank you, Mike Dennis. I appreciate you. Hello, Mango's mom. Well, there's plenty of ways to vet me, Johnny Quest. Like, I have no problem if people want to, if they want me to show them my receipt from last week, I can do that. If they want me to, I can show them I'm in a motel room. Like, I don't see what I'm lying about here. This is obviously a motel room that I'm in. What am I lying about? I don't get, that's why I don't really get the like people being confused or needing more information. Well, okay, sweetheart Joan. You have to forgive country mama. It's just she's seen a lot of people in here being very vicious and attacking me and trying to ask questions so that they can play gotcha. So, just as you're saying that we should understand people being skeptical, she was being skeptical. But, like I say, I have a wife and, what about you, sweetheart Joan? I imagine you're a woman, you got a husband? Thank you, her. I appreciate you. It's good to see you again. Well, it's not rammer jammer. Nothing wrong with asking questions. The problem is that people are being obtuse. The problem is that a lot of these people either have no intention to help or they're being unnecessarily just wanting to get up in your business and have leverage and have something over you. There's nothing wrong with inquiring. Like I say, I've had people help me in the last few weeks and, they said, hey, Timothy, I'd like to help you, but how do I know that you're not a scammer? And I said, well, can I show you a copy of my receipt from last week? And they said, yes, that would show me that you're not a scammer. So, there's nothing wrong with asking, but it's about being reasonable, not trying to make somebody, do all these tricks for you. You have to afford people dignity. You know, in my life, I always treat people with dignity. And, you know, you got to be graceful. You can't, I mean, it ultimately comes down to common sense. The rent thing, Sheena. Well, I'm sure. I know there's lots of liars on here, lots of methany types, and lots of people just trying to get something. I understand that. Like I say, I have no problem verifying my situation. Hello, Blue Eyes. How you doing? A husband and 3 grown children. Okay. Well, I know there's lots of people. I've seen people like that. I've seen scammer type people. I understand. I mean, I have no problem with people wanting to verify things. Like I say, I can verify myself. And I think you can tell by the way I talk and my demeanor, I'm not high on any drugs. I've never done drugs. Like, me and my girl done any drugs. We've never done marijuana. Like, we don't even drink alcohol. I mean, the last drink I had was on my birthday, like almost 2 years ago. Like, I very rarely drink. When I do, it's just like on a special occasion. I lead a very minimalistic life. I always have. Even when I've got money, like, I keep things simple. Like, I don't do subscriptions. I don't have any vices. I don't waste money. Like, you know, I buy food, I pay rent, and, you know, I keep it simple. I'm a Jew, and that's how we do things. Hello, Theo, how you doing? Yeah, it is simple. I'm a Jew, and that's how we do things. Hello, Theo, how you doing? Yeah, it is a good number. And you call it. If I give this motel out to people, and then they're going to come up to me and they're going to say, Timothy, we're going to need you to leave. And I say, what have I done? Well, we've got people harassing us. I can prove to you that I'm not. But, you know, it doesn't involve trying to tell people I'm a scammer and that I'm a horrible person and I'm just so awful. So, you know, you want to say I have to see it from your perspective. You got to see it from my perspective. And I'm the one who's in the vulnerable situation here. You know, you have nothing to lose in this situation. Like, you don't have to worry about, you know, the roof being taken from over your head. You don't have to worry about, you know, being defamed and called names and, you know, people trying to make people believe things about you. You don't have to worry about that. I do, though. Well, Theo, it's probably people are screen recording this and posting it on one of their channels, because they do that and they try to make me out to be a scammer, and it causes, I don't know how it's able to, but it causes problems with my connection. Well, Nana, why do you have so many, this is what I don't understand. Why do you have so many accounts? Are you even real, or are you just a bot? Are you like I don't get, because I find it hard to believe that there's like this old boomer bitch who has so much time on her hands that she can literally just have 10 accounts. I don't understand that. Like, do you really have that much time on your hands that you have like 10 accounts, and every time I block you, you want to be abusive and harass? So I don't get your problem. See, Sheena, it's like you're on a script, because I didn't say send money blindly. I said that I literally can prove to you this situation. So It's like we live in an autistic society, I swear. It's like people just don't understand. I mean, it's like you're not able to understand context or hear what I'm saying or read between the lines. It's like you only listen for buzzwords. I'm 28, sweetheart Joan. I'm from the... Well, either way, Nana, I blocked you, which means I blocked you for a reason. And that's harassment. You know, that's very creepy behavior. It's stalkerish. Which comment are you talking about, Mike? Well, I mean, even if that's not the case, Rammer Jammer, the fact of the matter is, she just admitted that she came on her other account after I blocked her. That's against the rules. It's not only indecent, it's against the rules. I mean, for a reason. You don't just come back after they done blocked you. You don't try to circumvent their block. What you talking about, Johnny Quest? We'll boomers alone. You in Mississippi drama tube? Well, yeah, Mike Dennis. I mean, I'm pretty busy. Like I said, I hope that I'll get stability and be able to have spare time again so I can do lives about fun things. Like, I miss being able to do lives talking about politics and issues and philosophy, and I miss doing impressions and stuff like that. Leave boomers alone? I ain't gonna leave them alone. Boomers, you know, they're just awful people. Hello, Tara. Thank you, Mike Dennis. I appreciate you. I don't know. Every boomer I meet tends to be pretty, they always got a chip on their shoulder. They always like to criticize other people, and they tend to not have empathy. Hello, Tracy Powell. How are you doing? Hello, I got better. See, I was raised by my silent generation and greatest generation great grandparents, and they did not like the boomers. And, you know, I understand why they didn't like the boomers. You know, they try to spin this narrative that it's because the boomers, you know, they were hated because they were so radical and so they were hippies and leftists, but that's not the case. They were hated for being selfish. You know, boomers are more conservative by a long shot than their parents and grandparents. You know, my problem with Gen Xers is that, you know, you want to call me a man baby. Gen Xers are the man babies. Like, they whine about everything. Like, Gen Xers are the ones always whining about PTSD, and they've got this problem and that problem. Man, you just don't understand. When I was 5 years old, my dad wouldn't let me have a candy bar, man. That's why I got PTSD, man. And, you know, Gen Xer music is just so whiny. Like, you listen to that 90s bullshit grunge, and it's just whining. Well, liberal boomers usually aren't very liberal. I'm sure there must be some rare exceptions to that rule, but most liberal boomers that I meet aren't very liberal.